What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? How are ya? Today is November the 25th, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must-buys. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below, and finally, shout out where you're from. It's cool to see where everyone is from, but I start off here in Washington, D.C. I'll finish up in New York City. Our first vendor of the video is going to be the Base of Ops vendor. Here we go! And starting at the top with the Cherished, this is the named Habsburg Guard chess piece with perfect trauma. This one with headshot and explosive resistance, but remember, you also get headshot from the brand set bonus, so you could easily just change the explosive resistance off to crit chance and you're good to go. For the weapons, we have a MP5 with swap speed and ignited, a SOCOM MK16 with crit damage spike, and a Officer's M9 with reload speed and sledgehammer. Going to the gear items, we have a China Light backpack with skill haste, explosive resistance, and composure. And finally, a Palisade chest piece with headshot, explosive resistance, and vanguard. Going to the mods, we have crit chance 4.6, drone damage 4.3, turret +1 extra sniper, and sticky bomb burn duration 4%. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the Base of Ops. This Cherished is actually pretty good. Change that explosive off for crit chance, you're good to go. All right, so next up we have the Countdown vendor and the Clan vendor. So first up, let's jump over here to the Countdown Requisition Station and see what we have. Oh, man, those are like, this is top tier for Emperor's Guard. Hold on. Punch Drunk with weapon handling. I mean, these Emperor's Guard with hazards really nice. You could go hazard armor regeneration. That could be a really, really good build to put together. Oh, man. Yo, pick up the Emperor's Guard knee pads right now. Change the skill tier off to an armor core and max out the hazard. You're good to go. Do hazard armor regeneration. You could even throw a shotgun in there. Bada bing, bada boom. You're unstoppable. That's really good. Wow. And they're PvP exclusive, so even more so, must buy Countdown vendor Emperor's Guard knee pads. Wow. Next up, the Punch Drunk with weapon handling. I mean, this is also good for like getting those really good headshots with your pistol. You could just keep that on weapon handling and change the weapon damage to an armor core, or you could change the weapon handling to crit chance if you want. And finally, for the named items, we have the Baker's Dozen. This is the named Classic M1A. This one, Perfect Lucky Shot and crit chance, but you could easily change that to damage to targets out of cover and be good to go. But those Emperor's Guard knee pads, woo, man, those are awesome. All right, now before we talk about the Clan vendor, let's talk about the DoD. We are in the Division Resurgence right now. I started the Clan today in the Division Resurgence. So if you are in the Division Resurgence right now, just look up DoD Von Doom, and you can click on it, and it'll say Disciples of Doom. It's free to join. Anyone can join. Just have the Division Resurgence and find my clan. All right? We'll get all of the clan bonuses. And like last beta, it made it easier for us to all get the Lady Death. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Join the DoD on the Division Resurgence. Now, if you want to join the DoD on the Division 2, just go to my Discord server. And there are 3 different tabs. We have PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. I am on all platforms. So just go to my Discord, put your name under whichever platform applies to you, and we'll reach out. All right, here we go. Clan Venda. Bada bing, bada boom. Starting with the Emmeline's Guard. This is the exotic P90 with perfect preservation. This one with swap speed. Just change that to damage to targets out of cover, and you're good to go. Going to the gear set items, we have Virtuoso Holster. This one with headshot. It's all right. Aces and Eights holster. This one also headshot. It's okay. And tip of the spear holster. Again, headshot. 3 gear set holsters, 3 weapon damage headshot. Very interesting. I wouldn't recommend any of them either. All right, high-end items. Super 90, rate of fire and vindictive. Military MK17, swap speed, sledgehammer. Magnum with armor damage finisher. P90 with, hey, damage to targets out of cover and measured. And finally, for the weapons, a MP7 with damage to targets out of cover and streamline. I mean, that's probably the best MP7 you'll ever see. Just saying. Going to the gear items, we have Uzina gloves with status and skill damage, and Hanayu. Yo, this is a really good mask. Pick up this Hanayu mask. Skill damage, skill haste. It's perfect. I mean, that's it. It's perfect. Going to the mods, we have skill haste 10.4, shock resistance 8.7, crit damage 10.4, and turret duration 6.4. Now, must buys things to look for from the clan. Venda. The Emmeline's Guard's a good pickup. The MP7's a good pickup. And the Hanayu is a good pickup. But again, if you want to join the DoD on the Division Resurgence, just look up Kamikazevondoom and you will see us. It is free to join. All you have to do is have it unlocked in the Division Resurgence. But that's it for the base of ops. Now let's travel west. We'll double back east. Our first stop is going to be the campus settlement. Let's go! And if you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, what are you waiting on? Hit the like. Come on. Support the channel. I do daily Division content, so make sure you ring that notification bell. That way you don't miss a single Division upload. But here we are, the campus.
Come here and take a look.
Starting with the Carnage. This is a fan-favorited named item. This is the named Negev with Perfect Sadist. This one, though, with swap speed, I would change that to armor damage, and you're good to go. Following that, we have a classic M44 with accuracy, Thunderstrike, and a stoner LAMG with stability and ignited. Going to the gear items, we have a Walker mask with armor regeneration, weapon handling, and Douglas and Harding holster. This one, headshot and skill haste. I mean, you could match that one up with the punch trunk earlier. Go like a straight laser beam pistol. That would be pretty cool. Going to the mods, we have skill haste 10.0. Chem launcher and snare duration 7.7. Hive stem efficiency 8.3. Pulse effect duration 8.8. And trap shock radius 6.0. Now must buys the Carnage. That's a fan favorite. Change the swap speed to armor damage. Yeah, that's really about it. I wouldn't recommend anything else. All right, now let's go over to the Dark Zone vendors, starting with Dark Zone West. West! Let's go. And just a reminder, for all of these Dark Zone vendors, the only currency they take are DZ resources. So go to your resources tab, and just above your keys, you will see your Dark Zone resources. For example, you can see here I'm at 868 out of 999. So if I need any more Dark Zone resources, I have to go into the Dark Zone, open up the little blue boxes. Those will put the Dark Zone resources directly into my inventory. Or I have to pick up contaminated items, deconstruct them into Dark Zone resources, and then extract them to get them on my character. But those are the only two ways of getting your DZ resources. And that's the only currency that these vendors will take. Speaking of which, here is Dark Zone West. Oh, and we have some PvP exclusive items, starting with the Death Grips. These are the named 511 gloves with armor on kill as an attribute, and it also has crit hit damage and fairly high armor. Not bad. Going to the weapons, we have a 612 with optimal range strained and a M1A CQB with armor damage spike. Going to the gear items, we have Umbra gloves with headshot, Refactor knee pads, this one max armor and skill damage. I mean, those are perfect, just so you know. Going to the high-end gear items, we have Murakami gloves with repair skill status and Walker and Harris knee pads with health and headshot damage. Going to the mods, we have Pulse Resistance 8.5, Seeker Mine Health 6.2, Shield Health 4.1, Firefly Skill Haste 6.0, and Decoy Duration of 6.0. Now, must buys things to look for from DZ West. The Death Grips, all day, day. The Refactor knee pads are also pretty good. Check those out. But now it's time to take our talents down south to the deep south. DZ South, let's go. Woo, boy, we going down south. Hey, get it up. I tell you what. What? Oof. Sorry about that. All right, here we are. DZ South, big money, no whammies.
You want it? I got it.
Oop, TDI card custom, another fan favorited named item. We have the TDI card custom here. This is the pistol that gives you +1 skill tier just for having the weapon in your hand, and you could easily just change Streamline off for in sync and you're good to go. Following that, we have a tactical AUG with max headshot pressure point, a G36 with damage to targets at a cover sledgehammer, and finally, for the weapons, a card 45 with armor damage and determined. Going to the gear items, we have a Hunter's Fury backpack with crit chance, Hunter's Fury chest piece with crit chance. Those are the two worst Hunter's Fury items to have. We have a 511 backpack with hazard, explosive resistance, creeping death, and finally a Grupo chest piece with crit chance, armor regeneration, and explosive resistance. Going to the mods, we have crit damage 10.2, drone duration 6.3, turret burn damage 4.1, and sticky bomb skill haste of 4.1. Must buy things to look for from DZ South. The card custom all day, every day, and that's it. All right. Now, before we go to DZ East, we're going to make a pit stop to the castle settlement. Now, for the castle settlement, I go to the descent entrance. The reason why I go to the descent entrance is that way I can run up the stairs, pet the dog, and then I can turn around and hit the Vinda. And here's the doggy. What up, Ransom? Bark, bark, bark. Hey. Nope. And now the dog's going to walk me to the vendor. Let's go. But I hope everyone's having a great day, okay? Remember, the Stretch Goals event is still live, and now we have the Hollywood global event live as well. I will do a Hollywood global event build later on tonight, so stay tuned for that. All right, Ransom, take care. Now for the castle vendor, starting, the Picaro's holster. This is a great vendor reset, man. Almost every vendor has had something decent. All right, so here's the Picaro's holster. This is forever a must buy, and it has a crit chance. Pick it up right now. I'm not even going to explain it. Just pick it up. just do it, man. Just do it. All right, for the weapons, we have a Model 700 accuracy breadbasket and a Negev with headshot fast hands. Going to the gear items, we have a Legatus mask with crit damage headshot and a Providence holster with health and armor regeneration. Going to the mods, we have repair skills 15.7, chem launcher duration 4.3, Hive +4 repair charges, good for healers. Pulse skill haste 4.8, and finally trap duration 4.2. Now must buy things to look for from the castle settlement. The Picaro's all day, every day. Legatus isn't bad. You can maybe change that to Arma, and really that's about it. All right, moving on. And finally, for the Dark Zone vendors, we have Dark Zone East. Now for the Dark Zone East vendor, I go to the Alpha checkpoint. Now, yes, it will give you this double loading screen. It's okay. Don't freak out. This is still faster. Because what you're going to do is you're just going to exit out the checkpoint, and the vendor is right here, instead of running all the way through the courtyard. All right? Here we go. DZ East. And starting with the White Death with optimal range and pressure point. I wouldn't recommend either one of those. The SRSA-1, crit hit damage status, no thank you. And a military MK46, swap speed, steady-handed, again, no thank you. Going to the gear items, we have a hardwired mask with skill haste, strikers, holster with headshot, Walker and Harris mask with crit chance, armor regeneration. That's not bad. Change the weapon damage to an armor core. And finally, a Brazos holster with status and headshot. Going to the mods, we have skill duration 8.5, chem launcher and snare health 13.2, Hive reviver armor 8.3, pulse effect duration 8.7, and trap duration 4.2. Must buys, things to look for from DZ East. I mean, the Walker Harris wasn't bad, but you could probably find that in Countdown. I wouldn't waste it with DZ resources. All right. So nothing over there in DZ East. Now let's finish up in Washington, D.C. with the theater settlement. The theater. We are going to the theater. All right, here we go. You want to see what I got? You want to buy some death sticks? All right, starting with the stage left. This is the named rifle with perfect sledgehammer, and this one with accuracy. Just change it to damage to targets at the cover. Good to go on a support build. Following that, we have a KSG with magazine size reformation, a ACR with eyeless and magazine size again. For the gear items, we have Walker and Harris gloves with hazard crit chance. That's not bad. You could change this to double crit, change the hazard to crit hit damage. Good to go. And finally, a Zoo pair of knee pads with crit chance and skill damage. Just change the skill damage to crit damage, go double crit. Looking at the mods, we have incoming repairs 16.4, Seeker Mind damage 4.2, Shield active regeneration 4.3, Firefly +1 max target, and decoy duration 6.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from the theater. The Walker gloves would be my number one go-to. Thanks for the business. But all right, that is it for Washington, D.C. Now let's finish up with New York. Our first stop is going to be Brooklyn. So to go to this vendor, you will have to have the DLC, but there is one vendor here at the bridge settlement in Brooklyn, and his name is Marcus. Now we do have to whip out our pistol and run all the way across the settlement, and we do have our double loading screen like we do every time we're in Brooklyn, but here we go. Run! Run, 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 run! Fast foot, boy, fast foot! All right, here we go. Marcus, Brooklyn. Starting with the SIG. This one, headshot and perpetuation. Meh. A G28, crit chance and ignited. A SPAS 12 with health damage perpetuation. And finally, a X45 with max armor damage and future perfect. Going to the gear items, we have a Badger Tough backpack with max hazard crit damage and wicked. Bro, they are pushing hazard. They are pushing hazard hard. It's like 4 or 5 like really good items I've seen with hazard. Next up, Uzina Gattaca knee pads. This one health, armor regeneration. And finally, Eminence Armaments mask. This one headshot and status. Going mods here, we are at Skill Haste 10.2, Disrupt Resistance 8.3, Turret Damage 4.2, Pulse Health 15.0, and Sticky Bomb Burn Duration 4.0. Now, must buys from Brooklyn. I mean, that Badger Tough's not bad. I do like that one. Check out that Badger Tough backpack if you want. Now let's finish up with Warlords of New York, and to do so, we have to go to the Haven Settlement. We have 2 vendors left. We have Marco at the top of the escalator, and then Roy Benitez just outside. Now, if you haven't yet, hit the thumbs up. Come on, man. Support the channel, and let me know where you're from. It's cool to see where everyone's from. Now, here's Marco at the Haven, starting with the AUG. This one, magazine size and eyeless, followed by a custom M44 with swap speed lucky shot, a urban MDR with max armor damage, Thunderstrike, and finally a police magnum with swap speed and determined. Going to the gear items, we have a Providence backpack with weapon handling status and wicked, pretty cool. Alps gloves with repair skills, skill damage. I mean, just change the skill damage to like skill haste and you're good to go on that one. And finally, we have Golden Gear Mask with crit chance, explosive resistance. Change the explosive off for armor regen. Good to go. Looking at the mods, we have Skill Haste 10.0, Skill Haste 10.2. I hate when this happens. Obviously, their vendors are like randomly generated, but every once in a while, these mods like get stuck together. So this one, right? So we have Skill Haste 10.0 and Skill Haste 10.2. For 4 credits, you could have 0.2 better. So, yeah. No brainer there. Seeker Mind +1 Cluster. Hive +4 repair charges, and Trap shock radius 6.0. Now, must buy things to look for from Marco here at the Haven. The Providence isn't bad. I mean, Wicked and Status on this. You could go Headshot with that Habsburg guard with perfect trauma. I mean, this is a pretty good pickup. Not going to lie, man. Maybe change the weapon handling to Headshot and just keep going Headshot status everything. That could be dirty. And the Golem gear, really good for armor regeneration builds. Just change the explosive resistance off for armor regen. All right. Our last vendor of the video is Roy Benitez. But wait, make sure you pet the dog, all right? Make sure you interact with this dog twice. Oh, what the hell? All right. We're going to disregard that. The first interaction is random. You're just petting the dog, but don't run up to the dog like I did. That was weird. All right, back up, back up. There we go. The second interaction, well, this one's random. He could do whatever. He could roll over. He could, try to shake your hand. He could, whatever. Let's see. Oh, he's trying to juke us. Oh, whoop, 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 whoa! All right, here we go. Roy Benitez. Starting with the TKB 408, this one armor damage streamlined, followed by an M700 tactical, armor damage, and ranger. M1A CQB with health damage perpetuation, and finally an X45 with headshot and breadbasket. Going to the gear items, we have a, but headshot though? Petrov chest piece with headshot weapon handling focus. I would rather weapon handling crit chance and then change focus to whatever you want, but that's just me. Moving on to the Habsburg Guard knee pads. This one weapon handling skill damage, but just change the skill damage to headshot. Good to go there. And finally, an electric mask. This one skill damage headshot. Change the headshot to status, and you're good to go. Looking at the mods, we have Skill Haste 10.3, Armor on Kill 15.5k, Seeker Mind Health 6.3, Chem Launcher Skill Haste 6.0, and Decoy Duration 6.0. Must buy things to look for from Roy Benitez, that Habsburg guard. They're really pushing status, headshots, and hazard, huh? But all right, that is it for your weekly vendor reset and must buys for today, November the 25th. I'm Kamikazevondoom. Hit the like, subscribe. You know the whole YouTube spiel, and I'll see you in the next one, all right? Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out.